Stress is something everyone experiences at some point in their life. Whether it comes from work deadlines, heavy workloads, or balancing personal and professional responsibilities, stress is unavoidable. However, how our bodies and minds respond to stress can significantly affect health and job performance. The way individuals respond to stress can influence their health, behavior, and overall functioning, making it important for organizations to understand stress responses and promote resilience. My name is Abigail Sanders, and in this presentation, I will discuss stress in the workplace, explain the general adaptation syndrome, and the diathesis stress model, explore psychological hardiness, and conclude with recommendations for selecting and retaining stress-resilient employees. To begin, it is important to understand what stress is and why it matters in the workplace. Stress refers to the physical and emotional responses that occur when a situation is perceived as threatening, challenging, or demanding. These responses help the body prepare to cope with pressure. Stress can result from major life events, but it can also stem from everyday hassles, such as work deadlines, workload demands, and interpersonal conflict. While short-term stress can be managed, prolonged or repeated stress can negatively affect both physical and mental health by placing strain on the body's systems. To understand how stress affects the body over time, Hans Selye introduced the general adaptation syndrome. Selye defined stress as a nonspecific response of the body to any demand placed upon it. According to this model, the body responds to stress in a predictable way, regardless of whether the stressor is physical, emotional, or psychological. The general adaptation syndrome explains how repeated or prolonged stress can eventually wear the body down and increase vulnerability to illness. The general adaptation syndrome consists of 3 stages. The first is the alarm stage, which is similar to the fight or flight response. During this stage, stress hormones are released and the body prepares to respond to the threat. If the stressor continues, the body enters the resistance stage, where physiological arousal remains elevated as the body attempts to adapt. During this stage, coping becomes more difficult and individuals may feel irritable or emotionally strained. If stress continues for a prolonged period, the body enters the exhaustion stage. At this point, energy reserves are depleted, stress hormones become dysregulated, and vulnerability to illness increases. When stress is prolonged, the effects of general adaptation syndrome can have serious health consequences. During the resistance stage, the body is still coping, but at a cost. Over time, prolonged stress weakens the body's ability to maintain balance. If recovery does not occur, the body may enter exhaustion, increasing the risk for conditions such as hypertension, weakened immune function, and chronic disease. While general adaptation syndrome explains how the body responds to stress, it does not explain why people respond differently. The diathesis stress model addresses this by proposing that health outcomes result from the interaction between biological vulnerability and environmental stressors. Diathesis refers to a person's predisposition, while stress refers to external demands. Illness is more likely to occur when stress interacts with an underlying vulnerability. Predisposing factors include genetic vulnerabilities or prior environmental exposures that increase susceptibility to stress-related illness. Individuals differ in how strongly their biological systems respond to stress, and having a predisposition does not guarantee illness. Instead, vulnerability may remain until triggered by significant stress. Precipitating factors are environmental stressors such as major life events, chronic work stress, or daily hassles. These stressors activate existing vulnerabilities These same stressors can produce different health outcomes depending on the individual's level of vulnerability. Psychological hardiness refers to a personality type found in individuals who experience high levels of stress but remain relatively healthy. Hardy individuals demonstrate resistance to stress and are less likely to experience stress-related illness. Hardiness influences how individuals perceive and respond to stressors. Psychological hardiness consists of three components, known as the 3 C's: commitment, control, and challenge. Commitment refers to remaining engaged with tasks, control involves believing one can influence outcomes, and challenge refers to viewing stressors as opportunities for growth rather than threats. Research on psychological hardiness has shown that individuals with hardy traits experience fewer stress-related symptoms. Studies involving parents of autistic children found that those with hardy characteristics reported lower stress levels. While hardiness may change over time, research suggests it plays an important role in stress resilience. Workplace stress has different implications for employee health, performance, and retention. Prolonged stress can contribute to burnout and reduced productivity. Due to individuals experiencing stress differently, organizations have a responsibility to address stress and support employee well-being. Organizations can select stress-resilient employees by using behavioral interview questions that assesses coping and adaptability. Retention can be supported through clear expectations, skill development opportunities, and supportive leadership that promotes resilience. In conclusion, stress is unavoidable, but individuals differ in how they respond. The general adaptation syndrome explains how prolonged stress affects the bodies, while the diathesis stress model explains individual vulnerability. Psychological hardiness helps explain why some individuals cope more effectively. By prioritizing stress resilience, organizations can support both employee well-being and long-term success. Thank you.